I don't really know how to feel about a lot of these prospects. I'm going to try and not give you too many hot takes because nobody knows. But there were 3 new NBA mock drafts that were released yesterday. 3 new ones. One from The Athletic, one from Yahoo, and one from The Ringer. Now, I can't find the one from The Athletic, but Sean Highkin said they released one.
Well, Sam Vecini is the draft guy for them. We had him on a couple times. We can't get him on anymore. He's in New Zealand.
Okay.
I don't know where his mock is.
I looked on their website. It's like 2023 NBA draft stuff. And I'm like, is the Athletic tank this bad? What happened here?
Well, they only have him, and I'm kind of surprised that that's it for him. I'll go look at his Twitter account and see if he maybe posted something.
Okay, well, the point that Highkin was making when he sent this out, and I found 2 of them, was that basically there were 3 different mock drafts, so that's a total of 6 draft picks for the Blazers, 7 and 14 in all 3 different mock drafts.
Mm-hmm.
And of a total of 6 different selections, these mocks had them taking 6 different players. That's how there is zero consensus about where everybody's going to go. Let me run through it quickly, the ones that we saw.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer came out with his.
He's maybe the least trusted one I follow on this, not because he doesn't do his research and come to his own conclusions, but when you're throwing at me that we're going to trade Anthony Simons 7 and 14 for the number 3 pick to the Houston Rockets.
Whoa, that was thrown out there.
Lost me.
Simon 7-14 for 3?
Yeah.
Excuse me, come again?
And then someone said, well, how does that work? He goes, I don't know. You throw in some stuff. And his stuff would be like Cam Whitmore in 2 seconds. I'm out.
Seems like a lot
that
to pay
seems like an insane price to be paying for the 3rd pick in a crap draft.
Yeah, no thank you, Bob.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one.
Well, his mock has the Blazers. His first 6, I mean, nobody knows how the order's going to go. He has them taking Donovan Clingan at number 7. Castle goes ahead of him. Williams is number 5. Buzelis, is that how you say his last name?
Buzelis, yeah.
Buzelis.
Mattis Buzelis.
4th, Reed Shepard 3rd. Sarr 2nd. And Risa Shea, number 1 overall.
Oh, he's got Risa Shea 1.
He does. Yeah. He's got Clingan going 7 to the Blazers, and then fast forwarding to 14, he has them taking, I can't again remember how to pronounce the first name, but the Salon kid from France.
Tiguan
Salon. Salon, right? Am I saying
Saloon.
the last? Saloon.
Yeah, he's French.
Salon's kind of cooler. So Tiguan Saloon going 14th overall, who I have already stated, and I will continue to state, all in, dude. 6'10", 200 pounds, huge wingspan. Take a flyer on that kid. Let's see what the hell happens. I'm all about it.
The draft is this.
This exactly.
Nobody knows, and we're all in.
We're all in.
I'm all in. I love the people who are anti certain players. Okay, are you a scout? I mean, no.
I haven't watched his game film.
But your highlights, those YouTube highlights, they didn't hit for you like the others did.
I watch a lot of French basketball. I don't know if you know about this in my spare time. So big on the Saloon kid.
Okay.
And then we go to Yahoo, who came out with one. Kristen Peak came out with her latest mock draft.
Another person I can't get on the show.
Okay. Nobody will come on the show. I don't understand it. And she has them taking Cody Williams at number 7.
Yep.
A guy who we talked about. We had a guest on from Boulder last week to talk about Cody Williams, potentially. Mocks have him going anywhere between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that range. Him going 7, and then at 14, a guy who I hadn't really looked too much into yet, kind of a surprise, Keyshawn George, who is a swing wing player from Miami, 6'8", 200 pounds. I believe was only 1 year at Miami, but shot 41% from 3, so 6'8", 200-pound wing can give you a little bit of size and length on the outside, but it's just another reminder, and we'll try and find the athletic one. But again, 3 different mock drafts come out with 6 different players being selected.
Yes.
And this is highlighting my excitement for a week from tomorrow of what the hell is going to happen.
Nobody knows. We don't know if there's going to be trades. Is it going to stay just chalk and everybody says, just take who you like? That's the beauty. Somebody's going to nail the picks and get to be like, oh, look at me, I nailed the picks. I don't care. I really don't.
Draft grades immediately afterwards. Give it A.
Yeah, that's
give it a C.
Dumb thing in sports, whether it's NFL or NBA, we do draft grades, even though we're grading on a scale of what? I don't know.
What was the Giannis pick graded when he was drafted by Milwaukee?
Probably a C or a D.
Who's this skinny kid we've never heard of from Greece?
He was sitting in the stands. He wasn't even in the green room. His brothers had the flag up, and he just stood up. And I was like, who's this guy?
Skinny guy walking out of the crowd.
Look. You didn't name a name that I'd be in or out on. I'm in on all of them. I told you, whoever the Crone Zone loves, Sprague's rolling with the Crone Zone. We have no choice here. Joe he's leading the charge here. Him and Schmitz and company are doing their due diligence, having these workouts. Kristen's is interesting because you go 6'7" and 6'8", And this is exactly the positional size that we're looking to have.
Yeah, all 4 of these picks bigs. You're going centers and big wings.
Klingon is interesting. I've seen, like a week ago, this guy was mocked at maybe 1 because of how good he was in college for his 1 year as like a heavy minutes, high volume guy, even though he only played like 20-some minutes at UConn, but he was really effective. And now he's being mocked anywhere from like 6 to 10. And so I just don't know how to gauge who's coming and who's going, who's rising, who's falling. All of this stuff has been very fluid in this draft. I think they're going to go Saloon 7. I think they're going to go swing at 7.
Swing at 7, so reliable guy at 14.
He's 6. Yeah, yes. I think if I was to pick an order, I think it's not so much reliable because I don't know how reliable even a Dalton Connect would be, even though I love Dalton Connect. I think they're going to go Saloon 7, and I think at 14, you're maybe going like a Kalel Ware.
Is that a bit of a swing, though, to you? Because that was still,
Where?
Yeah, that still classifies as a swing to me.
Yes.
I know he was pretty good last year at Indiana, but
it was a 1 year.
1 year, kind of a raw prospect.
You know, there's certainly arguments to be made, and I've been one of them to make them, that you go more proven. Who's proven at 14?
That's the tough part.
I think some of the proven guys, or who you'd quote proven to, may get picked in that 6 to 12 range. So you might, if you get to that point and those proven commodities are gone, why not take a little bit of a flyer there? And Kalel Ware is a big. He can and maybe stretch the floor a little bit. I think he's been mocked as a late career Brook Lopez.
Hey.
I would take that all. And he worked out here. So, Portland has some interest there. I just, nobody knows.
Yeah, Kalel Ware is 6'11", basically 7 feet tall, weighed in 230, wingspan, basically 7'4", shot the ball pretty well last year at Indiana. And so he shows that he can stretch the floor a little bit. Saloon from France, 6'9", 203, only 18 years old, and he has a 7'1" wingspan. He is, to your point, a very raw prospect, played in the Pro League over in France. And so that's one of those where, the reality for the Blazers is there's nothing that's promising in the next 2 years that is going to happen. And so I think you have time to be patient with these guys and see where things go. Scoot Henderson's only 19. Shaden Sharp's still incredibly young. Is Sharp 21 yet?
Sharp is 21.
Just turned 21, so you can go buy a drink finally. So you take these guys, you give them a 2-year runway to try and figure out how they fit and let them develop and see where they go. I'm all for taking flyers. I've kind of landed on that as well of, there's not a lot of promising guys in terms of, I think Dalton Connect can be a really good role player in the NBA because of his ability to shoot the basketball, and that's going to be a premium. I don't know where he's going to get selected, but I think you're debating of, it's the whole roof is the ceiling thing. Do you want high floor, high ceiling, low ceiling? Where do you want to go? Because I feel Dalton Connect is a higher floor guy, somebody you could probably plug and play. He's going to knock down some threes, space the floor for you, maybe an impact right away. Whereas you take a Saloon who's not going to be probably ready to play in the NBA right away, but you're going to give him some minutes because your team sucks and you're tanking next year, and you see what he can grow into, but the ceiling is higher because of his athletic capabilities, his wingspan, his height, and all that, where he can turn into a better NBA player. Not a guarantee it happens, but there's a potential that he can.
Well, they need shooting desperately. They're the worst shooting team in the league. I just don't know if there's enough of it in this draft to address that problem.
Yep.
And the other part of this is just how you balance the minutes with these young guys that you're going to pick. Obviously, they're going to have to make roster decisions because they'll be over the roster number that you can have, which I think Danny told me they get 2 weeks after the draft to figure out the roster stuff so they can open some spots up for the new guys that they eventually bring in. We also haven't even done this. We keep highlighting 7-14. They have 2 second-rounders.
They do?
This is a franchise that has prided themselves on finding talent in the second round of the drafts. And so, it's an underrated part of that conversation, too, of who's going to fall in this draft in the second that might be enticing for them to take another swing on. Look, I said this about Topic when we talked about him weeks ago. If they go that direction, I'm just going to shake my head and go, okay, you know what you like. But, man, if you address the size thing, whether it's Cody Williams, George, Deron Holmes says he had a promise.
Yeah.
We mentioned Kalel Ware. Just give me some size.
Yeah.
Please give me size. Give me wingspans. Give me athleticism.
We just went through it with Boston with 2 guys who are wings, who are versatile, and who can switch on defense.
And you're not going to find a Tatum and Brown here with your 2 picks, but you hope that you find one if you're lucky. You hope you get the right one. and that's the best you could do.
Well, the draft is a week from tomorrow, and I'm excited for it. Blazers with 7-14. We'll obviously be here on Thursday to break it all down. And a reminder, you can go out to 10 Barrel here in the Pearl that afternoon and evening for
big
Danny
draft
and,
show.
Big draft show. Danny and Dusty will be out there. Isaac and Suk will be out there. So the NBA draft is a week from tomorrow. We are almost there.